What's up, guys? Welcome back to Breakout Trading. Just a little recap today. It's July 1st, and we had a decent little tiny green day, Still trading pretty small size, so, this is alright. But I was pretty conservative today. Didn't really see any home run setups, so I'm okay with this. Ending the day up $7.05. Made some money, just pocket change on these MIOS and YRCW, and then I tried to take two other trades, little scalp trades here on Pola and SunW, but those ones didn't really end up working out too well today. So we'll start in chronological order. So this was the trades for today. This is off my DAS trader. You can see that our first trade of the day was the MIOS trades, these ones right here. So we will open up that chart right here. So, get all these windows out of the way. Make sure you can actually see this. Alright, so pretty simple here. The breakout trading go-to setup. We're basically waiting for the stock to look strong in the morning. And then buy the first pullback there, and I was buying on VWAP, and right here I kind of screwed myself because I was doing the VWAP bounce strategy, except one of my goals in July was to trade more front side moves and not so much the backside bounces. So this one I kind of psyched myself out. I was like, okay, and then I read the tape and it really looked like it was going to flush, so I ended up getting out at with like just a 3-cent loss, something pretty small. I was only 25 shares to begin with, which is nothing. Like 25 shares at 280, it's only 70 bucks. Pretty tiny size, but that's the size I'm working with right now until I can get a couple months under my belt and a strategy that I know is profitable even with small size, because then I can scale it up. So we're getting there, Yeah, so little kind of scratch trade there with 25 shares, and then I realized I missed the entry there. Would have been actually a really nice entry, and this thing did start to curl up on some half decent volume right there. So I decided to kind of chase it back in for maybe a break above the high here. So I ended up buying back in there at 305 and selling at 318 for like a 10-cent pop, and I upped my shares a bit to 50 because I had a feeling that this thing could actually open up if it was bouncing off VWAP the first try of the day. Ended up not really breaking anything significant. I sold pretty quickly. Not really too sure why I sold there. Probably because I kind of wasn't too sure about this resistance, and rightfully so, it kind of stalled out. In hindsight, probably could have held this until at least a high of the day, and not just sell before. So yeah, what we'll do is flip back to the center screen here, and then you can see that this is how it kind of ended today. So that's our first scratch trade there, our nice little trade. You can see that this was that initial high there at 340, the initial high of day right there, and we were sort of unable to break that all day actually, even here in the afternoon after this huge pullback. Came up, unable to break that once again. Hopefully you can see that level. I can never see on OBS if that line's showing up or not, that 340 line. Ended up having a bit of a break here, but it was kind of like a fake out. And then what I was actually looking for was right in this area, looking for an end of day squeeze because it was holding VWAP. And I kind of knew that once we broke below these lows right here, the $3 level as well, that even number, that if we broke below that in VWAP, there would be no end of day squeeze, which there was not. So, not really missing out on anything home run material there, which feels good. So that was MYOS, and then now we will go into the second one, which is YRCW. Okay. So this one was once again looked pretty decent, but no follow through. So this was another gapper in the morning. It kind of had put in this initial high of day right there at 340 on the open, and sold off, went below VWAP. That wasn't watching it, and then as it curled up right here, I was watching it as it made this really nice looking bull flag. You can see that's the pattern right there, and I got long right here on the break at 327, and then sold at the high of day, which was 340. So pretty much banging the top there. Selling there at 343. I don't think it went much higher than that. And then I was looking to possibly get back in if it went down to my entry level, and if this thing was still strong, except excuse me. Except it kind of just shit the bed, went back below VWAP, and that was it. So I guess I was kind of lucky. That's a case where selling early is beneficial. That's the moves we've been seeing a lot lately, is these kind of one and done moves. Pretty annoying that there's not much follow through in the markets, but what are you going to do? That's just you know, what you're trading with right now, so you just got to work with what you got. Yeah, and there was also really good volume kind of before this consolidation, and then also pretty good breakout volume. So this thing did have room to continue, but you can see it really got hung up on the initial high of day there. So what we'll do now is even look at that chart, YRCW, and you can see that once again, kind of like a crappy looking chart. That initial high was at 341. So right there on the open. And yeah, this thing came up, there's the trade there, and then tried again, failed once again, and that was pretty much it. So not getting much follow through at all on these moves. So that's also a sign to kind of stay cautious and not, you know, give an insane amount of risk on obviously a market that is having these one and done moves. So the next trade is Pola, and then these ones were just scratch trades, pretty lame. Once again, having these weird, the market's just having these weird sort of pop-up fade moves. I tried right here once it curled up at around lunchtime. That's another thing, it was lunchtime, so I was really only giving it a couple seconds to do what I wanted. Puny volume, not even 500,000 shares on that break of VWAP. Bought the dip right there at 345. Saw that it was pretty weak on the bounce. Got up to about a high of like 360. And then as it was getting rejected really strongly, I got out quickly at 348 for pretty much a break-even trade. Once again, I'm trading with super small size because these aren't great setups, and the market is not very hot right now for small caps, and that's kind of the niche I'm trying to get good at. Obviously, I don't want to be a one-trick pony, but I got to have a bread and butter thing to trade, and I want it to be low float small caps. So yeah, just a little bit of a scratch trade there, not much action, and then we'll look at how that one turned out today. Yeah, just really crap in the bed. Like, that was pretty much a great sell because that was kind of the highest point of the day. So yeah, these stocks they're gapping up really nicely, but then they're totally just crapping out. So that's not really something you want to see. And then the last trade of the day was on SunW, and once again, this is kind of a lame scratch trade, nothing exciting. Here we are. So this just looks like a bomber setup, you know, late, nothing in the morning, sort of a late day mover. I don't remember if it had news. I can actually check. Let's see here. Yeah, no news. Yeah, nothing. So for some reason, this thing just started running later in the day, had good volume over, you know, 2 million shares. Looks really good. And then obviously there's that pretty clear high there at 112, and I just decided to take a little trade there on the break at 116. Only, once again, very small size, 25 shares. And yeah, I was reading the tape, and I was looking for this thing, like how many, I have the float size written down in here, 16 million share float, so pretty small, and this thing should have popped up to like the 30s, maybe even the 40s area in one pretty clean move, and it broke, and immediately I knew that it was not going to be a clean break just because it was printing on above this high, but it was very weak, not much of a popping motion, which is what I really look for. So I sold there for pretty much a scratch trade, cent above my entry. And then you can see how much difficulty it had, even just moving up at all. Like, you're getting a breakout over a resistance level, but you're only getting like 8 cents of movement, so it's pretty lame. And then we'll just look at how that one turned out today. Oh yeah, that's it, already on there, my bad. Yeah, really just crapping out and then fading. I was also looking for this one to have some sort of afternoon squeeze, but nothing really happened. No volume, kind of just petered off. So guys, that's pretty much it today. Just a small sort of green day, just making some sort of cushion. Yeah, no point in swinging for the fences today. There was really nothing. The leading gappers, I can try and show the right screen. These were some of the leading gappers today. QLGN just crapped out. TTOO crapped out. Yeah, showed all these. AKRO crapped out. INO, obviously INO was a short play on with some of the people I was in the chat with, and then APTX was moving, but look at the volume, like not even 100,000 shares. Like, it's pretty pathetic. So just not much action today. No point killing yourself. We'll just, now we have a little $7 cushion for tomorrow morning. So that's all today. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. More videos to come. Adios.